So, is that it? Is helium mining no longer profitable? Come on.
Hadouken!
What's going on, everybody? It's Chris with Committed 3D Tech. I have been waiting to make this video for kind of a long time now. I've known I wanted to talk about 5G and the future of helium, which is now known as Nova Labs. Now is the perfect time to talk about it because one, we are in a huge crypto dip. And number two, mining rewards have gone down significantly. And so in this video, we're gonna talk about where helium is at. We're gonna talk about how much I have earned over the past 2.5 to 3 years of mining helium tokens. And then lastly, we're gonna talk about what the future is and where I believe IoT mining is going and the helium network. Now, if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you do that. I have tons of new content coming out, including the Deeper Connect Pico. I'm gonna talk about ways that you're able to continue mining helium while still using the Deeper Connect Pico. I'm gonna be reviewing new helium miners like the Panther X2. I'm also gonna review the Freedom 55G as well as the Bobber 500. I also have lots of other good content coming, anything from crypto to tech to investing platforms, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Also, smash the like button for me, and with all that out of the way, let's get to the content. Right now, crypto is in a bloodbath of a sell-off. We've lost some critical support for Bitcoin, and so I do see short-term pullbacks, potentially even further. If we don't see support where we're at around 30K right now, then there is potential to drop even lower, 20K, even lower to like 13.5. It could happen, you never know. Long-term, obviously, I'm still extremely bullish on crypto, Web3, all of that. But of course, as we know, price doesn't indicate the value of the company. And so we're gonna talk about what Helium has done recently. I will put a simple plug in there. When it comes to IoT mining, most of you know that I was one of the first YouTubers to review the Helium network and lots of other projects as well. I was the first one to get in on it. This is what I'm known for. This is what I do. So when it comes to IoT mining, if someone was to ask me, Chris, if you were to just be getting into IoT mining, what project would you jump in on? The Match X M2 Pro is hands down the miner that I would start with. This miner is based on a proof of participation model. It mines roughly $10 to $14 a day based on your participation in the network. It has nothing to do with proof of coverage or anything like that. I have lots of reviews on this project, and so if you want to check that out, I'll tag links down in the description. If you want to get your own M2 Pro miner, you can use my link down there as well. If you do that, you'll get $50 off your M2 Pro. Okay, back to Helium. Now, on March 30th, Bloomberg posted this article stating how Helium hit unicorn status. They had another funding round. And this now brings their investments all the way up to $364.8 million. Yes, they have had 7 funding rounds. They have a total of 29 investors, 6 of those being lead investors, 1 of those being Google Ventures. Now, of course, this funding round was the largest that they've done. They raised $200 million in a Series D funding round. The company is valued, their valuation was $1.2 billion. And we're going to talk about what my stance is as far as mining goes right now. Now, keep in mind, we've talked about the price dipping. Any of you who are familiar with mining, what does a price dip mean? It means you are going to mine more currency, typically, than you would if the price was high. Because the price is lower, they're going to pay out more. And so people who are throwing in the towel on helium mining right now, they're not seeing the long-term picture, okay? When I see the price dip, I see the dollar sign. Because what this means is I'm actually gonna mine more helium tokens when the price is lower. And, you know, for companies like Match X and my M2 Pro that is mining right now, I actually see a lot of value in that because it's not based on proof of coverage. My helium miners, I have some that are relayed, I have some that are sharing rewards because they're in a hexagon with multiple miners. I have multiple miners in the same location just because it's more convenient. I've run out of spots to put them, to be frank. And so, yeah, it's just interesting. So as you can see here, their Series B funding round in April of 2016, Andy Wheeler of Google Ventures joined that funding round. Now, this is really, really important because Google is leading the tech industry. I mean, they're one of the largest tech companies in the entire world. And so when we talk about the coverage that the Helium network has built, look at how amazing this is. I mean, worldwide coverage, they are just absolutely blowing it out of the water. So they have 796,000 Helium hotspots spread throughout the world. And keep in mind, they didn't pay a single penny to put these anywhere. We as consumers are the one who paid it. Now, of course, we've been mining, we've been making money, so that's great. This is why it's a win-win-win. It's a win for the company. It's a win for us who are buying the Helium hotspots. And it's a win for the companies that are utilizing the IoT network for solutions for their businesses. I've done reviews on that. If you're looking for any of that, feel free to ask me questions down in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer questions. Now, the other important thing about the Helium network is that you have not smashed the like button yet for the YouTube algorithm. So make sure you do that. It goes a really, really long way, and it helps push this video further to a larger audience so that more people can learn about IoT mining, the Helium network, Match X, and it also does help this channel grow, which I appreciate every single time y'all do that. Now, why is Google Ventures important? In my mind, some of you have heard of Google's cell phone plan venture called Google Fi. Something you might not know is that Google Fi actually runs on the T-Mobile network. So it's utilizing T-Mobile in order to provide coverage for its cellular and data plan users. Now, keep in mind, all I care about at this point is 5G, because that's going to be the future. LTE is going to be phased out sooner or later. So as you can see here in the United States, this is T-Mobile's coverage. Now, here's the important thing is Google is paying T-Mobile, they have to be paying T-Mobile a huge premium to use their network, which is fine because in my mind, what I feel like they're doing right now is they're establishing a customer base. They're telling people, hey, look, we are going to provide this service for you. And they're doing a really great job at it. When you look at their prices, it's extremely competitive. I mean, if you were to just go on by yourself, $50 a month for an unlimited data plan, that's a decent deal, and that's very competitive compared to the other networks. Now, the thing is, Google is currently taking the bulk of that load because you can go to T-Mobile and get a similar plan, but it's on their network. So they're not losing money from that. Google must be paying T-Mobile a premium to use that. So they might actually be losing money gaining customers at this point. We'll loop back to that in about 37 seconds. Now, the thing that I don't like about Google Fi is that they don't sell iPhones along with it. So you see all of these deals here that they have. It's all with Google. It's all with Android phones, basically. It's because it's Google, you know? They're obviously not going to try to support their direct competitor. You can always bring your own phone, and from what I've read, iPhones are supported on Google Fi, obviously, because they're utilizing the T-Mobile network. So that's kind of beside the point. But the real reason that's important is because about a year ago, Freedom Fi announced that they were going to be building 5G hotspots on the Helium network. Imagine Google having this network built from Helium that they no longer have to pay this massive premium to utilize 5G from. It's decentralized, and it has the potential to reach a lot more area because consumers like you and me are putting them in our homes, areas where they might not be able to buy and build cellular towers, which is pretty wild in my mind. The other thing is that Bobcat is going to be coming out with a new Helium hotspot, the Bobcat 500. I've also heard it referred to as the Bobber 500, but I'm extremely excited about it. They are partnered with Freedom Fi. And the reason that's important is because Freedom Fi is building the tech behind it, but Bobcat, like we've reviewed in the past, they are masters of tech manufacturing and distribution. And so that's why the Bobber 500 is going to take the cake when it comes to hitting this market, especially because I believe that they are going to be one of the first ones to hit the broad market rather than just, Freedom Fi, it's tough to get them right now. You have to be on the wait list. Now, of course, the Bobcat 500 is not for sale just yet, but if I know anything about Bobcat, they are well on the way to making this at a mass production. And so I'm actually excited because it looks like it will be plug and play. So it'll be compatible with any CBRS small cells that have been certified with the Helium network. And who knows, Bobcat might actually sell them as a bundle with a CBRS. Now, let's talk about how much I have made from mining helium. Here's what I have in my wallet currently, and then this is what I have mined previously. And so the total that I have mined over the lifetime of helium mining is 6,312.748 helium tokens. And at the current price of $12.17, that roughly equates to a current value, if I had held every single token, to $76,826.14. Now, it's important to note that I did sell a little over 6,000 of them previously. Some of them I sold at a higher than the current price. Some of them, unfortunately, I sold lower than the current price, which is crazy. Fortunately for me, I put that capital into other investments that performed extremely well in 2021. So I have no regrets about that. But it was very eye-opening to see if I had held them, it would have been a lot easier of a win for me. But whoa, that is crazy to think about. Over $76,000 worth of helium tokens. And so the big question is, what do I plan on doing from this point? Well, I'm going to keep mining. That's the most important thing because it is passive income. When I get an opportunity to put a helium hotspot in a good location, I'm going to do it. I'm also going to keep doing research, and I will make sure to keep coming back and giving you updates, my tips, my tricks, my hacks, the way that I plan on moving forward with the Helium network. All I ask in return is a very, very simple smash of the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thanks. Now that you've done that, let's keep going. And on top of that, I plan on not just exploring the Helium network, but other networks like MatchX and mining MXC, which has also made me a great amount of money from mining. A video that I posted just before this one talks about how I've made over $8,000 mining MXC in the past 8 months. And of course, that's with the price increase. With the pullback right now, it's actually a little bit less, probably around like $6,000. But it's really important to note that this is a long-term play. I'm not mining and cashing out every single day. I'm actually planning on mining and then holding until it's at such a high profit margin that I can sell it and, really capitalize on all of these investments that I've made at this point. So there you have it. That is why I am so bullish on the Helium network and IoT mining in general, because I really truly believe that the future of networking, of connectivity, is decentralized. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. Like I said, lots of great things coming. I'm gonna be reviewing the DeeperConnect Pico, the Panther X2, the Bobber 500, the Freedom 5 5G, Helium Miner, as well as lots of other things involving crypto, tech, and investing platforms, and all of the like. Of course, if you haven't smashed the like button for me, make sure you do that. It goes a very, very long way to help push these videos further to a larger audience. Every time you do that, it's greatly appreciated from me. The reason I get to do what I do is because of all of you. And so I'm extremely grateful for that. I appreciate you. And with all that out of the way, thanks for stopping by. My name's Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and we'll catch you next time.